Hello, magic.
I need to stop saying that word.
Hello, my name is Echo. Welcome to this glorious sketchbook tour video of mine. For anyone who is new here, I am actually an American who just moved to the United Kingdom to study a master's degree in illustration. But yes, so I'm just starting a master's degree. If, I disappear from the internet for 2 weeks, don't freak out too much. Just follow me on Twitter and Snapchat and you'll see that I'm still alive. Am I blurry? Is it better if I scoot forward a bit? So the bulk of this video I actually filmed when I was back in the US before flying out to London, but I'm getting back into the swing of things and I'm hoping that I'll be able to sort all this out and get organized and continue on a regular schedule despite being a student. Watch me. There is one thing I want to bring up before we start this, and that is that sometimes throughout this video you might hear me say the word manga. I tried to consciously say manga because I know some people get offended by my accent, but it's just my accent. I am aware. Is that too whiny? Probably. But that is a topic for another day, so let's just go through the video. This is actually the cover from a sketchbook that I used to have, and this was a sticker that my older sister gave me. Opening. Front pocket. These are just 3 versions of the same drawing. This one is very light pencil, this one is very heavy pencil, and then this one is pen. I believe I drew this in high school, but this was drawn while I was going to university. I believe our second year we were asked to fill out sketchbooks with drawings of spaces. So this is actually a drawing of the waiting room on the first floor of one of the buildings on my campus. I actually drew this one a really long time ago. It says, "Escape, save yourself from reality before it's too late." I was watching a lot of anime, and I'm fairly certain that's not how you spell reality. However, when I drew this in early high school, I was not expecting hundreds of thousands of people to see it, so I didn't care. I used to doodle and scribble on my homework, and if I liked it, sometimes I would just save the entire page just for the sake of the little scribble. Holy crap, a fly! This is just a photocopy of an image that is in another one of my sketchbooks. Next page. In high school, one of our assignments was to write a sonnet, and I just really liked the way that I had illustrated this T, so I decided to go ahead and save the entire thing. In general, I'm very bad at poetry, but if you want to read it, you can pause the video and do so. The meaning behind the poem is essentially about how all of your life plans completely change when you get in a relationship. So in a way, the life that you were planning ends, which to me was kind of akin to death, but I'm a weird person, so that's how life works. With this one, I was just kind of experimenting with the style, and then I wanted to try making a more grotesque version of it. I think it came out pretty well. And then I believe I copied this one from an image that I found online, and over here is an unfinished scribble of a duck. Oh look, a duck! Oh look, now the duck has an axe. I did not draw the duck with an axe. I meant to. And next we have clowns. I believe that these Jack-in-the-Box clowns were actually based on a poem that I was trying to illustrate, but I hated him. He had taken it away. These were actually some things that I was debating putting on clothes. With this one, I wanted to have a centipede that was wrapping around a pant leg. And then this is another version of the doll from another one of my sketchbooks. This was an original character that I made for the show Teen Titans, the original one, not Teen Titans Go. We don't talk about Teen Titans Go. I imagined her having some kind of sound-based power, so I gave her this little sound wave logo. And I gave her sound-based powers just because my name is Echo, and that's pretty much the inspiration behind it. With this one, I wanted to see if I could get the XD face to actually work on an anime type character, and I also wanted to practice drawing this position of hysterical laughter. I hate when I draw on lined paper. Why did I do that? With this one, I was inspired to do something kind of steampunk, so I just kind of started scribbling in one of my notebooks while I was in class. I really like the position of this one right here, so I ended up taking that and enlarging it and tracing it and then putting it into this image, which is on my DeviantArt. Oh, excitement. I really need to start uploading to my DeviantArt again. This is yet another scribble that I did in one of my notebooks in one of my classes. With this one, I was playing with the idea of putting the face on top of the hair as kind of like a forced incorrect perspective, if that makes any sense at all. I could just be making up words. These ones I actually drew after watching a documentary about spray painting and graffiti art. The style of a lot of graffiti artists really inspired me, so I decided to go ahead and try and draw something really cluttered with a lot of different bizarre characters. Here we have kind of a variation of Chewy Bunny. It's kind of like Chewy Bunny in overalls. Very strange. I think it's Chewy Bunny's cousin. And then this is a cute little winter kitty cat. This was a scribble that I did in early high school, and it actually ended up being this image. For one of my business classes, I had to learn how to use the program Corel Paint, so I needed a drawing to practice with, and this was the one that I made. Here we have a little scribble of a robot that I couldn't part with because I just really like robots. This one I feel like I did in middle school, if not my freshman year in high school, because the neck and just the positioning of the body is really poor, but I can't be too sure. Meh. This is just a cute little anime couple, and then over here I just have kind of like a layout for a comic. I like making random manga pages even though I never really made an entire comic book. Here we have just me practicing anime figures, just a random anime girl. Here are some shows that I meant to look up. With this one I was just playing with the idea of blurring the eyes a little bit. It came out okay, I guess. Interesting style experiment. Comics! I'm telling you, man, comic book artist is just in my soul. I just gotta unleash it and actually do something. This one was just a stereotypical girl meets boy kind of comic that I never finished. I believe I was actually reading Shoujo Beat back when they were still publishing it. Can we please bring Shoujo Beat back? Someday I'm gonna be a comic book artist. Just watch me. Here we have some Inuyasha sketches and a little guy named Moogle. I'm honestly not entirely sure if I came up with that or if that's based on something that I found online. I feel like based on the style, it's something that I found on the internet. These were some tracings from a manga that I got. It was just a very unique style, and I liked the way that they drew their wrinkles, so I wanted to kind of try and replicate that. Super freaking cute! This is a tracing from the manga Absolute Boyfriend, which was also in Shoujo Beat, and then over here, I believe these were tracings from Honey and Clover, also in Shoujo Beat. And why should I believe you? Here we have more general practice, and it kind of ended up looking a little bit crazy, so I just kind of went with it. And then on the other side, these are just some headphones and pie charts that I drew for work. Boop. These were some characters from a circus animation that I wanted to make. This was a fox gypsy, and then here was a frog ringmaster. Here we have a comic storyboard based on a dream that I had that was just really, really pretty, so I wanted to write it down before I forgot what it looked like, which is a very beautifully strange thing that artists can do. With this one, my friend and I were just passing notes back and forth and scribbling all over it. It was a happy memory, so I kept it, even though it's just a bunch of tears. Crying tears, crying tears. This is a contour line drawing of a coffee cup, meaning that all of this is done in one line. This was actually a final project that I had to do in order to get into an extremely competitive program at my university. In the program that I went through, I had to compete with over 300 students to try and get into one of 44 slots to get my bachelor's degree in graphic design. It was a highly competitive program that I sometimes compare to the Hunger Games. With this one, I was trying to figure out what a more realistic superhero costume would be like, because I was thinking about it, and it doesn't make sense not to have pockets or a backpack of some sort, because if I was doing superhero things, I would probably still want to carry stuff. And then these are some character designs for a comic idea that I had. With this one, I was actually just trying to draw one of my high school teachers. It really didn't come out as well as I would have liked it to. This was a very basic storyboard for a page of a comic that I wanted to make about the Grim Reaper. So these are actually some of the pre-sketches from the How to Draw Yourself in the Style of Gravity Falls video. As you can see, it actually took me a couple tries to kind of get a better grasp of the style and figure out how I wanted to draw myself. And then this is the final image that's actually seen in the video. This was a drawing from the video, and then these are the body bases that I linked to. For a while on Vine, I was actually doing 6-second speed drawing videos, and these are the drawings from those videos. I will link to them in the description if you want to see them. These were actually some drawings that I did for Twitter. This is me watching Supernatural in the dark, and this is me dealing with my battery at 4%. I'm very bad at getting away from my computer when I'm in the middle of something, so oftentimes I will wait until my computer battery reaches 2% and then just sprint for the cord to keep my computer from dying. This is one of my favorite styles to draw in, and this is just a little self-portrait image that I did a couple months back. And then these are a couple more images from the speed drawing vines. Once again, I will link to those down below. This was an idea that I had for a kind of heely shoe rollerblade thing where you could actually slip in the rollerblades into the base of your shoe. And then on the other side, I have a beautiful alien named Bo. And then here we have Flo. This was inspired by the character Teehee Tummy Tums from The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. It's a beautiful cartoon that sadly did not last very long, but in all honesty, I'm not surprised. It was beautifully twisted. And now we're getting into the rest of the juice boxes. These were some drawings that I did in high school after watching a documentary about graffiti art. And this is a juice box conundrum. I believe I've shown one other juice box in another sketchbook of mine. These are some basic sketches of the juice box character. And then this is Big Businessman. Big Businessman sees the juice boxes as a way to make money, although in all honesty, I am not entirely sure how. Wait, I smell big business! Super juice! Juicebox Boombox. This was another image that was inspired by the graffiti art style. Here we have the bunny balloons and the jelly bean man, once again all inspired by graffiti artists. This one is just a random scribble of an old man, and then I can't remember which cartoon that these were inspired by, but I kind of want to say that they have something to do with Butch Hartman. Chester, the Uncorruptible. With these I was just trying to draw in a very rough, sketchy style because I had a very thick pencil and I don't really like thick pencil lead, but I wanted to try and see what I could do with it. This was a little character that I used to draw with my sister, and then over here we have a ragdoll angel. And then here I have an actual completed storyboard for the first part of a comic called The Evolution of Suck. Since I have it storyboarded, I kind of feel like I should actually draw it, but I don't know. What do you think? Here is the main character. Here we have a dragon and 2 ragdolls that I drew on the bottom of some of my homework, and I just really like the style, so I kept the entire thing. Here I am ripping off the style of Jonan Vasquez again on the back of some of my homework. And then here I was just drawing some faces and bodies. This was a child. Adventure! This drawing was actually based on a kid that went to my high school, and then over here this is just kind of like a style experiment. I was playing with the idea of drawing something very sharp and blobby. I can't think of any other word for it. So I drew this cute little goth girl, but I never finished it. So many unfinished drawings. I believe this one was partially inspired by The Fifth Element, and then this was just a faceless boy that went with it. Here I was trying to draw more realistic faces, and yet again, just completely failed. Although I am pretty happy with how this one came out, even though it doesn't look like a real person. This is a baby Loch Ness monster that I drew for a project in high school, and then this is based on a drawing that I found online. Sometimes I would find drawings with this really cool style where the main outer line would be thicker than all of the interior lines, so I just wanted to kind of play with that a little bit. And this is a moose! When I was going to university, our finals took the form of an interview, so we had to go in one at a time to talk with the professors, which means that the majority of your finals day would just be waiting. So I drew this while I was waiting for my interview. And then over here, I was trying to develop a new form of jet engine. I'm weird. This is actually something that I drew my freshman year of high school, I believe, and I drew it for a pin that we had to make as part of an assignment. It's a bunny in a scuba suit. This is a Japanese kana, and then over here we have some leftover note cards that I had from academic decathlon, so I went ahead and I drew some little monsters on them. Swipe. Every year they would give all of the students planners to help us sort out all of our schoolwork, and they were fantastic, but the cover was always hideous, so I liked redesigning it. These are just some drawing notes that I took for a style that I found online. Whenever I found an artist that I really liked online, I would kind of sketch out notes in a way so that I could remember certain parts about their style. I feel like it helped me develop a lot as an artist, so if you can, I totally recommend that. And then these are just some more style notes. Look, a little Sasuke! Yay, Naruto! And then these are some character sketches for a comic book idea that I had where there was a teenage boy who had a parasite in his brain that started talking to him. And this was a girl from his school who liked to ask people for their souls. Next page. I saw a man, nothing more than a stick in the sand, with hands made of crossing tape, waving in the wind. He waves with crossing tape hands. This was something that I wrote after seeing kind of like a makeshift scarecrow that had crossing tape waving from it that looked like arms. I don't know how to explain this one. But over here we have a crocicorn, or a unicroc. I was trying to draw this in a moving car. Drawing in a moving car is extremely difficult. You could also be the alicorn or the unigator. What would you name this creature? And then here we have a little good and evil version of me. Let's do something bad, evil, and mean. Like Poke the Penguin? Fill the void lest you be empty. One life, one love, one moment. These I did a long time ago, and I don't remember what any of them mean, so if you know, please put it in the comment section below. And then here we just have some fan art and some fan art sketches. This was some planning that I did for a Bleach themed fan art, this was some planning for a Naruto themed fan art, and then I believe this was fan art of a Tamagotchi, although I can't remember the name of it. Mimichi? Is it Mimichi? Am I imagining that? I'll look it up. This one. And then this is just some fan art of Toby from Naruto, because he's freaking adorable. Oh, Toby. And then the last thing in here is just some fan art of Sasuke fighting with his brother. And that is all of the binder. Okay, and we're back. I did bring a bunch of sketchbooks with me to England, so I will be making more of these videos later in time, so don't worry, we're all good. Also, I've realized I get so much fan art and I love it so much. I love that I'm part of a community of artists, and so what I think I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna start showing some of it in my video just to kind of say thank you and spotlight some awesome artists. You guys deserve some recognition, and I love you all and your skills and your magic. Also, a super big shout out to Annie, or is it Angie, who's put me in her Inktober so many times. Thank you. I love them all. I love all of your drawings, and I see them all the time. Also, I want to give you like 300 awesome points just for making it to the end of the video, because it was fun hanging out with you, showing you some stuff, and hopefully I will see you around. Bye. Bum 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 bum. Ooh yeah. Kids are still depressed when you dress them up, and syrup is still syrup in a sippy cup.